kill Squid Games.
Oh, God, yeah, you'd be a psychopath. If you were the main person that they followed, it would just be you covered in blood going, yeah! I'll fucking kill you all. It's either you or me, mate. And I'm not fucking going anywhere. A Roman coin that is believed to be the first of its kind, found in the UK, has sold for nearly £5,000.
That's it. I'd pay you $5,000 to not tell me that story.
I reckon you could get into 3D printing because you love decorating and decor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do want something that is just made for this. Mm-hmm. Why are you making that face?
No, nothing. I just had a thought. It's fine. I was being silly.
You could make a dildo. Sorry, Claire's just sucking on some nuts, so I'll do the intro read this week for a change. Hello and welcome to the Buckleys.
First of all, I'm not sucking on them.
You're chewing them.
Crunching them.
Yeah, you're destroying them. That's what she does. She will take your nuts and destroy them. Hello and welcome to the Buckleys, the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit and invite you into our lives. Before we get into it, we just want to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions for us by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app you use. And if you do enjoy the show, let us know. Leave us a review. It makes a big difference, doesn't it? Right? Like those reviews and stuff. Like really helps the show out. So if you can be asked, that'd be great.
Stop calling it a show.
I'm quite old-fashioned. I do say like telly show and stuff like that.
This is not a show.
I feel like it is. I treat it like it's a show.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm from the old school. Anyway, are you okay? Are we all right? Are we going to get on?
I don't know.
She's been quite angry. I made a little joke. You put some earrings in and I said, oh, did Pat mind you borrowing those? Which was just a little joke. And by the way, you look amazing. You always look incredible, whatever you wear.
I didn't do anything.
You went, fucking, you want to start throwing stones, do you? Look at what you're fucking wearing. And look at your hair. And then you was holding up a mirror to my face going, look at your hair. You fucked that up. And I went, well, no, my hair's not gone well today. You were going, you're all right with that, are you? All right, good.
Guys, was that what I did in this room? Doesn't he make me sound so much angrier than I actually am?
All I said was one thing about her earrings, and then she just went on me. And then I said, it was nice of you to take a break from taking part in Squid Games to join us.
I'm wearing a tracksuit today, a matching tracksuit.
It's a green and white tracksuit. It's very Squid Games.
Yeah. I'd fucking kill Squid Games.
Oh God, yeah, you'd be a psychopath. Squid Games is all about like the main person that you follow. Like, say if you were the main person they followed on Squid Games, like the main person you follow on Squid Games is like, oh no, this is nuts, this is wrong, and is this sort of saying something a bit about society? Da, da, da. If you were the main person that they followed, it would just be you covered in blood going, yeah, I'll fucking kill you all. It's either you or me, mate. And I'm not fucking going anywhere. Like it'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's the psychopathic thing that we're trying to avoid in society.
You know what, James? I'm not rising to you.
No, I'm not saying
I'm not rising to you.
I'm not
even. Do this to me all the time. I'm a fucking lovely person, and you try and do this thing where I'm not.
It's not that you're not. No, in certain situations. I.e. Squid Games. If you were in Squid Games...
That's what the whole point. If
exactly.
It's me or you...
You wouldn't be going around to people going, listen, guys, we shouldn't be doing this, guys. This isn't right.
No.
You'd be going, fuck you. I'll see you next game. I'll fucking have you, by the way. You're gone, mate. Watch it. Good night. The lights are going out in a bit. Get a good night's sleep.
You don't even want the money, do you?
I'm not even...
You'll be going... You get to the end and you go, there's money involved. Oh, fucking hell, I thought we were just here, just fucking survival of the fittest.
I thought I was just proving a fucking point. Right.
But you would do well in Squid Games. I don't know.
Mate.
I don't know. I know you take that as a compliment.
Oh, is that
but I don't think...
I'm like, thanks.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
That ruthless killer instinct. Claire, how are you?
I'm such a nice person, by the way. I'm
all
right,
You're
mate.
the best.
How are you?
I'm all right. What's been going on? What's been going on since the last time we did one of these? Well, I'll tell you.
Well, This is why I've got deep-rooted anger issues. Go on, James. What have you been doing?
Finally happened.
What?
So, you know, we come in, we do these, we have to come in all the way into London. We have to get on trains and stuff. And what always happens to me on the train, because they're so fucking boring, I'll fall asleep.
It's my favourite part.
Because I always fall asleep on the train. I had to go into London on my own, unsupervised, which is always risky. And it finally happened. I was watching something on my phone. I had my headphones in.
What were you watching?
What was I watching?
That's what I'm asking. Because I've seen you watching some boring fucking stuff. You were watching Star Trek: The Next Generation.
It was Next Gen, yeah. It was Star Trek Next Gen. What?
Carry on.
What? Not to be confused with the original series, or Deep Space Nine, or Voyager, or
Deep Face Nine.
Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine.
Is that the other version?
Anyway,
watching that in public.
I had to go into London on my own. I was coming home on the train. Not like, it wasn't 11 o'clock at night or something like that. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say nowhere near.
I was watching some Next Gen on my phone. Just sort of nodded off a little bit. Opened my eyes. Saw the trains, like, just as we were leaving the train station. I called you up. I was like, it's happened. It's finally happened. Fallen asleep. You weren't here to wake me up. You weren't here to make sure that I got off on the train.
No.
So I had to go to the next stop, and I was trying to think of my options. I was like, do I go to the next stop and just get a taxi back or something like that? I was like, well, I can't get off at the next stop. I don't have a ticket to the next stop. They're not going to let me off. So I had to go across the platform, wait for a train to take me back from the stop that I've just come from. And the whole time, I was like, this is boring, isn't it? Shall I watch some Next Gen? And I was like, don't. I was like, don't. I took my headphones out. I was like, just stay awake. So I didn't listen to any music or anything. I was just like, just do not shut your eyes.
You're just a big baby, aren't you?
I know.
Ridiculous. And
It
I
was the
literally said
worst.
when you phoned me, I was like, the one time that I'm not there,
Yeah.
you've fallen asleep and missed your stop.
Yeah. But I woke up as the train was leaving, and I watched
where you should have got off.
and I watched the train station. And also, the train sort of basically goes past the house.
Yeah, once you get
Yeah.
further up.
Like, it goes past the house, and I was like, well, I could just...
You should have went up, not asked.
Do you reckon they would have stopped it for me?
Come on.
Yeah, that was annoying. That was absolutely annoying. Which brings me on to what I also wanted to bring up.
What?
As fucking bumbling, big, stupid, goalie, goofy hands, fucking Mickey Mouse glove, Joe Hart giving us an apology yet for breaking our set with his big, clumsy,
Go on.
oaf hands,
Now,
goalkeeper hands.
you're being very brave. You do realise the chieftains aren't here.
No, but neither is he. So
Got you.
it's absolutely fine.
Got you. Right. Okay.
I assume he's about, 6'4" at least? He'd be a big lad, wouldn't he, Joe Hart? Yeah, but he's not here. So fucking, where's the apology, Joe? You broke our set, not heard nothing from you. Are you shitting yourself? You scared? Are you too scared? Too scared to apologise? I'll set you on him. But yeah, no, I'm waiting for an apology. Joseph. Sort it out. Have you got anything to moan about?
Today, no, not today. It was actually during the week. Have you ever just a sort of this is a very general one.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever tried to have a conversation with somebody, right?
Not really.
No. Wow, you've not tried. Have you ever been caught in a conversation with somebody, right? And you don't want to have the conversation, but they ask you questions. So you're chatting, right? This happened to me. You were there.
Oh,
You were there.
fucking hell.
Now, listen, I was in actually quite a good mood when this person started talking to me. I don't know him, right? It was fairly random. And it was like, how you doing? Da-da-da. Anyway,
How was your weekend?
yeah,
That's how they started. You go, yeah,
I
fine.
was answering him back.
I mean, that's a question that you ask someone that you don't give a fuck about the answer.
Yeah,
So that sets the precedent. You go, all right, I see the level of conversation
yes,
here.
but
Weekend was fine, cheers. How was yours?
yes. And then he sort of went into a little bit more. Anyway, I was in quite a good mood.
Mhm.
I made a little joke.
Yeah.
Made a couple of jokes.
No, you didn't make a joke. You went, oh, it's a bit warm today.
No, I didn't. I said, oh, I'm knackered.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Coming up that hill.
Yeah, there's
something
a hill,
like that.
There's a hill that we have to walk up
Right.
to come into the studio.
No, you
It
can't
is a
say
bit-
that, because
What?
then they know it's the guy at the front. Don't say the
Oh, yes.
Right?
It don't matter.
No, so...
It.
Right, so I said, oh, I'm a bit knackered, just walked up that hill, and he went, what?
Yeah.
And I went,
Said it again.
the hill, there was a hill, and he went, you're too hot. I went, sure.
Yeah. To be fair, I do think it was the first time he's ever had a conversation.
Oh my God. And then he said something else about the fact that
He's
lived.
no. And then he said,
Oh, that was it.
you said, oh, it's too hot. And you went, yes.
We
it's
can't put this
You were
in,
like,
James,
yeah, we
it's
can.
right there.
It's funny. And
He
then
won't listen.
you went, yeah, it is a bit hot out.
I had to just
And he
get
went,
on his...
You're lucky you don't live where I live. I went, right.
Yeah, and I was like, well, where do you live?
Well, that was the thing. I said, right. Because I was like, I know you want me to ask you where you live. Which, like, also is a strange... Like, he was English. The bloke was English. So
And
that's
we are in England.
And that's a strange thing to say.
Well, anyway, I said...
If you don't live in England, by the way, mate, and you're working here, what the fuck's going on?
I said,
What's happening there?
where do you live? Anyway, he said somewhere really far away.
Southeast Asia. That's what he said.
Right, he said Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So I said, now, bearing in mind we're in London right
I
now.
thought of the exact same thing.
I said...
I thought of the exact same thing. I didn't bother saying it because I knew that this wasn't going to be a happy outcome.
I said, fuck, that's a hell of a commute you've made this morning.
He said, what?
So I just... Now, nothing kills an off-the-cuff joke like having to repeat it.
Yeah.
And I went, don't worry about it. And he said, what again?
Yeah.
So James then had to go, oh, she was just saying...
It was
it's a
it's a
big
long commute, isn't it? From
Honestly, I wanted to fucking kill myself just to get out of this, which was just supposed to be a polite, hello, how you doing? He made me want to die
Yeah. The problem was he asked you a question
and did not listen to the answer.
because he wanted you to ask him a question. That was what was going on there.
So here's my weekly moan. If you want to start small talk with somebody, nobody likes small talk. Is there anybody in the world who likes
It was
small talk?
painful though. It was,
No.
It was so
If
traumatic.
you want to start a small talk conversation with somebody, let's fucking listen. Let's be prepared. Let's pay attention.
Yeah, because what you replied with elevated the small talk a little bit.
Thank you, James.
It was a funny joke.
Thank you. So then we went and sat somewhere to wait to come in, and I just went to James. I'm furious.
I know, it was painful. It was so unnecessary as well, just trying to get into a building. Anyway, the charity clipboard people were back. I thought they'd gone away. I remember about 10, 15 years ago, they were all over the place, fucking chasing you down Oxford Street, trying to get your bank details. You had to pretend to be on the phone or listening to music, even if you weren't, just to try and get away from them. They're back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I've just got one request. Do you want to stop hitting on my wife as we're walking down the street? It's happened one too many times now where I've had to bring it up on the podcast. Do you want to stop it? Do you want to stop doing that? It's a bit annoying. Fucking.
You should be maybe when you're not there.
One of them was, well, it doesn't matter. They don't give a fuck. I'm not sure, by the way, guys, charity clipboard guys, I'm not sure that's what you're supposed to be doing when you're trying to raise money for charity. One bloke was like, oh, excuse me, as you walk past. Sorry, you dropped something. Your beautiful smile.
Hey, come on.
Relax. And then we were heading home. Another one, a completely different location, completely different person, completely different bloke. Like, yeah, have you got time to talk? Oh, no, sorry, I've got to try and catch a train. Oh, no, can't, babe, I thought we were going to chat. I thought we were going to talk. You're going to leave me here, girl. You're going to leave me here on my own, girl. You're going to leave me here. Is that what's happening? Fucking 2025? Careful. Be careful. Rein it in.
That was always something that made me laugh. Was it Stephen Merchant that always said he used to pretend
Yeah,
he was foreign.
pretend to be French.
French, yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand." And they went, "Are you Stephen Merchant?"
Yeah, he started getting too famous to do it.
Before we move on, Claire, I just want to do a quick little Instagram algorithm.
Okay.
I've had a new one.
Right.
And again, they did like it's not particularly funny. It's like weird.
Okay.
Like you just watch one thing and then that's your feed is pumped full of that stuff. You know, military dress shoes. Claire, I've asked you a question there. I expect you to go, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, James.
No, mate.
Well, you know, like when you see, not like if they're like fucking boots on the ground, but like the sort of the shoes that they wear for formal occasions and stuff like that. They're like famously, they're super shiny, right? The military, they shine their shoes. Ever since I was a kid, I thought that they had like shoes that I wear, like when I was at school, like my school shoes,
right,
which were like, what do you call it? That sort of matte leather. It wasn't shiny leather.
Okay.
I just thought they took those shoes and they were so drilled by their sergeant or whatever that they scrubbed them so much that they shone, that they became patent leather.
Okay.
That's not the case, it turns out. I thought if you shined anything enough, it would become shiny. You see those people in China where they just get like
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. Doesn't matter how much you try and shine it.
Go on.
Sometimes it's still a shite.
No. Well, there's people that have done that.
Shine to shite.
There's people that they've got like a cow turd or something like that and have just for a long, long time.
Well, that's the thing. You can't shine a shite.
No, but you can. You can. You can. I think it's a thing in China where they take a clump of mud just out the ground and they spend months on it. And they form it into this really shiny ball. It looks like a glossy piece of porcelain or something like that. They spend so long working on it, just constantly shining it, that it becomes shiny. Anyway, that's what I thought. Is James? Are you looking that up, James? It's some kind of thing.
Thank God. Let's really get into this.
Shiny mud balls. Dora Dango.
Dora Dango, is that what it's called? It's Japanese.
Japanese. Earth and water are combined and moulded, then carefully polished to create a delicate, shiny sphere.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, I thought that's what like military people did with their shoes. Like they were like, take this matte leather shoe and you are going to fucking scrub that until I can see my face in it. Like that's like the language that they use, isn't they?
Right.
Turns out it's not, Claire. I'm about to blow your mind. It's beeswax. Okay. There's an Instagram account. I think it's called Ball something. This is the information I should have if I'm supposed to talk about it on a podcast. Ball and Shine, I think they're called. I think they're called Ball and Shine, Bull. I'm just getting all of their stuff's coming through to me.
Right.
And I just found it really interesting.
Did you?
Because they take military dress shoes and they make them so shiny, and they use a heat gun and beeswax on the shoe. And I just thought that you would find that interesting, Claire. That it's not, because I thought you were someone like me that thought that they just took like a shoe like this, right? Just leather, and they just scrubbed it so much that it became shiny. But it's not. That's not the case. They do have some help from the bees. No good. All right, we'll move on. It's fine because we've got a feature that's sponsored by Harry's Feel Good Fellas coming up next, and we can move on to that. So, Claire, it is time for what at the moment is a regular feature. It's the feature called So Dad It's Good, sponsored by Harry's Feel Good Fellas. And I just need to read this. This podcast is sponsored by Harry's Feel Good Fellas. Harry's is a men's personal care brand all about making high quality, thoughtful products people will be proud to use every day. Fun fact, Claire. / sad fact. We're still not decided. Only 27% of fathers say they feel celebrated on Father's Day, while 50% feel their role is undervalued.
Do you feel like you're undervalued?
It depends, really, I suppose. It depends.
I think it's difficult with that stuff. I think being the mum is so primary.
It's a thing, isn't it? Always appreciate your mum, because they do a lot of stuff, your mum.
Yeah.
And it's great. But being a dad sometimes can be hard. Emotionally, it can be hard.
Well, I get what you're saying, and to be fair, like, being a mum, even though I'm all for mums, I think mums work really hard, and we
You won't see me arguing with that.
yeah, we do a lot, but I think, I can go out with my mates and what we talk about is being mums, and maybe dads don't do that enough. Maybe
There's a lot of deflection going on.
yeah, I think there's different expectations for mums and dads.
Yeah.
But I think what Harry's is doing, with this is all about dads and all about, sort of Father's Day and stuff, but also about men's mental health. And I think it is a really important subject.
Well important.
Because there is that stigma of not talking, and men don't talk as much as women, and, and that sort of stuff. And for 50% of dads to feel like their role is undervalued, that is actually quite sad. These days especially. So in the lead up to Father's Day, we here on the Buckleys with Harry's do want to shine a light on all things
dads for a little while.
Being a dad, being a father. There's a lot of great dads out there.
Yeah.
Before we do talk about some dad stories, this is a reminder that this Father's Day, Harry's are making it easy for people to show their appreciation for their dads with their buy one, gift one offer in Tesco's and on harrys.com. When customers buy a razor in select stores, Harry's will send another to dad on them.
Nice one, Harry's.
To mark the occasion, we'll be awarding a special prize from Harry's to the best listener story in a few weeks' time. So, we did a little soppy bit.
Yes.
We love dads.
We do.
So, let's get some dad stories from our listeners.
And we're going to, in a few weeks' time, we're going to pick what our favourite one was. And you guys can get involved as well. Let us know what your favourite one was. I've got a message here from Beth. Subject says, Dad dares. When me and my siblings were little, my dad used to take us on the weekly food shop. Whilst going through the supermarket aisle, he'd give us a load of the 10p car washing sponges to challenge us to put them in other people's trolleys without them seeing. To this day, I still can't see one of those sponges without wanting to sneak it into someone else's trolley. That's a great game.
It's a good dad thing, innit? Your mum would never do that.
No.
Your mum would be like, don't you bloody do
Yeah,
that.
because we might get in trouble. Dad doesn't care about getting in trouble, does he?
No.
Good one, Beth. Thank you very much. Another one from Wes that just says swimmingly, which is a word that I actually quite enjoy, and I'm going to bring it more into my lexicon. Wes says, my daughter said that I was the best teacher after I taught her to swim. Biggest compliment ever.
Oh.
When your kids do say stuff like that, oh my God, does it mean the world? If your kids just even says, you're really good at that, you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, when your kids compliment you,
Yeah.
my God, like it
Harrison-
gets you through the next few months. You
Yeah.
go, right, I can take all the shit that the world's throwing at me now.
Harrison said something to me. This was about a year ago, but he says it quite a lot, right? Harrison loves noodles. Like instant noodles, right? He loves them. Anytime I can make a dinner that's got noodles, he loves it.
Yeah.
And he had his mate over ages ago, and he was just like, "Oh, Mum, he wants to have your noodles." And I was like, "My noodle, like they're out of packet, mate." And he was like, "No, I know, but I keep telling everybody like, nobody makes noodles like my mum." Now, what a shit thing to be known for, right? But I was just like, when you, like, your boy just thinks you're the best.
Yeah.
Jude thinks I'm the best at making pasta. Harrison thinks I'm the best at doing that. Well, even like the little stupid things that they say, you're like,
Yeah. It's when they come to you as well. They're like, I know who'll sort this. I know the guy who'll sort. Yeah, I know who'll sort this out.
Yeah.
It is good. It is great.
Bless them. Go on. Who's
Last
this
one from Fleur. The subject is Dad Goes Large. My parents took me, my boyfriend, and my mates to Ibiza for my 18th. Fucking all right. And my auntie and uncle came along too. My dad loves 90s Kevin and Perry style tunes, and loves to whip out an in-betweeners move every now and then. So to no surprise, when we got to Ibiza, he whipped out his flamingo print polyester two-piece cord, complete with bucket hat. He ended up in amnesia at 2 a.m. and was later found singing NSYNC in the villa pool. Apart from that, he's all right, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good dad. I think that's what I'm aiming for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My dad's the absolute opposite of that.
Yeah. No, your dad's got different qualities.
Yeah.
But no, I want to be the dad who's up for having fun and that you have fond memories of.
I got fond memories of my dad.
Have you got fond memories of your dad? You got memories of your dad where he came through for you and he did the right thing and he's always working hard.
Listen, if I need anything, my dad will sort it out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anything.
He's a go-to guy. He's a stand-up guy.
From broken dishwasher to
He's
breaking somebody's legs, my dad will do it.
He's someone in lots of ways that I look up to, and I've told you this before. But have you got any fond memories?
What, like, what does that mean?
Just was like, oh, he had such a laugh.
Oh, no,
this
God,
afternoon that I spent with my dad meant the world to me.
Oh, no.
But I want my kids to have those memories of me.
Right, okay.
Because I'm not fixing their washing machine.
No, or breaking empty's legs.
So I'm just going to fucking dress up like an idiot and get drunk and be in a swimming pool.
Okay, yeah, no.
I'm going to go down that road. Hey, it's all good. Listen, that's it for this week. So, Dad, it's good. But keep your dad stories coming in for a chance to win some top-notch Harry's shaving gear. And with Father's Day...
wait, is it? Hold on, I got it. Let me show you.
Oh, yeah, you've got the razor. Claire's got the razor. We've got to show products. We can't let them, The least we could do is show product. That's the foaming shaving gel. By the way, if you're interested, shaving gel... For someone with sensitive skin, shaving gel with aloe, which is what Harry's does, is really, really great. I prefer it to foam. Anyway, that's it for So Dad It's Good. Keep your dad stories coming in for a chance to win some top-notch Harry's shaving gear. And with Father's Day around the corner, don't miss Harry's buy one, gift one offer at Tesco and harrys.com. It's the perfect time to treat yourself and your dad. We love the dads. Go on the dads. Go on the dads.
Go on the dads.
Go on the dads.
Go on the dads.
All right, it's time for one of our regular features. It's Bang for Your Buck. Is there a theme song?
Money.
That's what we're going with. It's time for Bang for Buck. This is the segment where we discuss a recent purchase.
Money.
Well, we discuss a recent purchase and whether it was bang for buck or not, plus the reason, if any, behind buying it. If you've got a bang for buck theme song that you've made yourself, or if you have a bang for buck, email the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk or message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Claire?
Yo.
Now, bang for buck, I'm sort of a champion for bang for buck. Bang for buck came from all the nonsense stuff that I've bought, the weird little hobbies that I get into, my barbecues and stuff that ends up costing a few quid.
Sponsoring ice hockey teams.
Nothing wrong with that. You rein that in for a second.
That's what I need to bring up. Is that bang for buck?
Hang on, we'll talk. Well, we'll bring that up once we've signed on the dotted line, and once we've made our official announcement. You're spoiling it. You're fucking up the marketing here. Just keep stuff close to your chest. That'll be difficult for you. Anyway, so I've got a message here from Justin. I'm going to be honest, I have skipped a little bit ahead because there's a load of pictures that he sent us as well. And like I was going to say, bang for the buck came from all those nonsense things that just make you happy. And Claire's always going, that's a waste of money. And I go, no, it's not. It makes me happy. So I usually champion bang for buck. It's very rare that I go, ooh, not sure about that. I've not read.
Justin.
I've not read the message, but I've seen the pictures that he sent, and Justin's a nerd. Let's face it. And I'm a nerd. Of course I am. But Justin, you're making me want to take your lunch money. So this is from Justin. The subject is an expensive hobby. And he says, "Hi James and Claire. For many, many years, I've been pestered by my partner and family to get a hobby. So I recently treated myself to a 3D printer for £400. I don't know how much 3D printers go for.
I thought they would be more expensive than that.
I feel like that might. Maybe it's bang for your buck. We'll find out.
Okay.
I've been enjoying making a load of fun stuff, but now I'm being told that I'm spending too much on my hobby. I'm paying out a few £100s a month on printer filament as well as paint supplies. So printer filament is that long string of plastic, isn't it, that they mould into. So I don't know if you know much about 3D printers, Claire. I'm going to assume not.
No, because I'm fucking cool.
The stuff that they use is on like spools. It's like string of plastic. It's like plastic string.
Right.
And that feeds into the printer, and then I guess it gets melted and reshaped into building. Like the printer goes and builds it up, right?
So you can make anything you want.
They can be really handy.
But how do you get it to make what you want?
Well, you can go on. People sell the designs and schematics and of stuff. So if you wanted to make a specific hook that fitted into a specific place in your house, like say if you had like 2 bits of joinery between a door and then like maybe another frame, and you were like, I'd love something that was just built just for that. That's what a 3D printer could do. Do you know what? I reckon you could get into 3D printing because you love decorating and decor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do want something that is just made for this. That's true though, right? Mm-hmm. Why are you making that face?
No, it's fine.
What have I said?
No, nothing. I just had a thought. It's fine. I was being silly.
You could make a dildo. And I'm pretty sure that's like the first thing. Was a cock and balls. That's the first thing that came out of a 3D printer.
It's just the way you were describing it. You could make just the perfect thing to fit. And
right, okay. But anyway, that's how 3D printers.
Sorry, I threw you off there.
That's how 3D printers work. I'm paying out a few £100s a month on printer filament as well as paint supplies. A lot of what I make is for the kids, but sometimes things like a giant life-size velociraptor. Sometimes a giant life-size velociraptor for the garden is secretly for me. Now I'm just gonna ask you, Justin, is it a life-size velociraptor? Because
they're a lot smaller than
velociraptors weren't actually giant. And don't get me wrong, Jurassic Park's my favourite film.
God, Justin is a nerd, isn't he?
But they weren't as big as they're made out to be in Jurassic Park. I recently made a Flight of the Navigator inspired lamp for my 10-year-old. Oh, is that what that is? What do you think? Bang for buck, or should I give it all up?
Listen, if it makes the kids happy.
Yeah, if it makes the kids happy, if you're building velociraptors, then yeah, sure. Do you know what? I was going to be against this, Justin, but I think just talking about all the stuff that 3D printers could do, I think I've convinced myself and you that we should get a 3D printer.
No, we've went very Buckley with that there. We went very rude.
Childish, yeah, childish and
listen, I'm sure there's lots of great things you could do. Necessary? No, absolutely not. Hundreds of pounds a month? No.
That's the point of bang for your buck, though. None of it's ever necessary. That's the point of bang for your buck. But I'll be honest, Justin sounds like a happy guy.
Yeah. Let's hear for Justin's wife.
No, let's not. Nothing against women, but let's not.
I'm saying no.
I'm going to go yes.
No.
We're split. We're split there.
It's not. It's not.
I felt like I was going to say no. It's the Velociraptor thing that's won it for me. It's the Velociraptor Jurassic Park thing. Because that looks like that thing that even I was too cool for, which is mental. But that Warhammer thing.
Yeah, the thing Joe does.
Yeah.
Joe Sugg.
All right, completely name him.
Well, just in case people didn't know.
Just in case people didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warhammer.
No,
I got thrown out of a Warhammer shop when I was a teenager.
Well, good. I'm glad because
I walked in and I was just making stuff up. I was like, "Oh, hello, I'm looking." And I was doing this voice as well. I'm looking for a Mega Hawk 3000. And then the bloke answered me, and he had the exact same voice that I was putting on. So I spat everywhere. I went, "I'm looking for a Mega Hawk 3019," and he was like, "Sorry, mate, don't know what you're talking about. And if you don't leave, I'm going to call security."
And we all know what happens when you and security get
That's
together.
it, mate. Fucking it kicks off.
Right, here's a picture of the shit Justin's doing.
That's the thing as well. It all comes in pieces.
Look at this.
But there is stuff.
I love that there's just a box of Cadbury's Heroes behind that picture there that haven't been moved since Christmas.
So, for example, my thing that I had a problem with, because there's some problems in life where you're like, I need something so specific that it doesn't exist. And that's basically where the 3D printer comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like my thing where I couldn't watch my Instagram reels bare-chested in bed because my flabby chest was blocking the speakers of my phone.
Yeah, Luigi solved that for you, though.
Yeah. But if you made something with a 3D printer, that would... You could build a cradle for your phone and stuff like that.
I'm over it. 3D printer's a load of shit. I'm over it. It's stupid.
No, Justin.
No, stupid.
I like it. We got one more from Jamie, if we haven't run out of time. He says, the detectorists.
Fuck's sake.
I would like your opinions on my BFYB bang for your buck purchase. Brilliant. Yeah, I worked it out. Smart. During lockdown in 2020, I found myself following a guy by the name of Northern Detectorist who would live stream himself metal detecting for hours every day, finding all sorts of cool things like coins that were hundreds of years old and medieval jewellery. Right, now, I'm not being funny.
All sorts of cool things.
Now, I don't want to throw Joe under the bus again, but he's asked...
Joe Sugg does this as well.
Joe texted me recently, asked me if I wanted to go metal detectoring with him. Poor Joe. Joe's got it, but he hasn't even done anything. He's not even here. He's not even here. He's like millions of miles away.
He shouldn't be such a fucking geek.
But I am up for doing it with him. And I sent him a text saying, yeah, count me in.
What's happened to our listeners?
But only if I find a coin or some jewellery or something like that. But that's never going to happen, is it? Like, what's the likelihood? Even stuff like World War II stuff, I'd be up for. Like, that would genuinely excite me. If I found it. Do you know what, Claire? If I went out with Joe, which we're going to do soon, by the way, so get fucking used to it. We are
so aggressive about it.
If I found a Roman coin, like,
what would happen?
I don't know. That would be a dream come true. Like, I would be like, Christ, this was like fucking Scipio and all that lot knocking about. And
you see, you've lost me already. Scipio?
Yeah.
Isn't that the kangaroo?
Right,
carry on. What the fuck is Jamie doing?
I would be well excited by that.
Okay, great.
Anyway, Jamie, after watching him religiously for months, I decided to spend £500 on my very own metal detector. The same make and model as his one, as I was familiar with how it operated.
Yeah.
From watching him so much.
Yeah.
I've only been out to use it around a dozen times, only.
It depends if you got it yesterday.
Yeah, I know, yeah. As it's difficult to source land and get permission to use it on. But in those few times I did manage to go out, I have found a few old coins, dated from the early 1900s.
Crazy. I
still have it boxed up in the boot of my car for future detecting, so bang for your Buckley? ? Yeah, 500 quid for something that you'll probably use off and on for the rest of your life.
Sure. I'm so fucking bored, it's unbelievable.
No, but people don't. You spend more than that on a football season ticket.
Yeah, but that's something today.
So is this.
Okay. Listen, hey, I'm not a gay. Listen, it's spent on something that's not harming anybody.
Yeah.
But
and making someone really happy.
Sure, but fuck me. Boring. Stupid. Pointless.
Okay.
You're never going to find anything. You're never going to... Have you ever heard of anybody who bought a metal detector and became a millionaire off of a Roman coin?
Well, hang on a minute, because a Roman coin... We just had something come through from our producers. A Roman coin that is believed to be the first of its kind found in the UK was sold for nearly £5,000.
That's it.
So if you...
That's the big news. And now that made the news.
Yeah.
That's something they've just Googled. $5,000.
Ron Waters.
I'd pay you $5,000.
Ron Waters,
to not
76
tell
from
me that
Kings
story.
Winford. No, but here we go. Now we get back to bang for your buck. If Ron from Kings Winford, West Midlands, if Ron spent £500 on a metal detector, he's already made a 10 times profit.
Great. Now, go for it. Listen, whatever.
Let's wrap it up. I can tell Claire's done for the day. So we'll just say that's it for this week's episode of the Buckleys. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, you can get in touch.
Don't do that. You made me look really mean there.
Honestly, I'm with you.
Right. Sorry, you blamed it on me. You do that all the fucking time. You blamed it on
Remember,
me.
you can get in touch with your stories and questions
nice.
by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe on Spotify or whatever podcast apps you like to use. And if you did like the show, give us a good review.
Stop calling
I'd
it a
love
show.
that. If you did like the podcast, give us a good review. I'd love that. All that is left is for Claire to say...
See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, guys. Go! That was it. That was the podcast. Go on the Chiefs. Chiefs.
Go on the Chiefs.